Hello, you guys. Today is the 7th of October, 2021, and I'm going to be reading today on two cases. One of them is Ella Mae Begay. She's DINE, she's Navajo, and she has been missing, along with her truck, since, I believe, around June. Yes, June 15th. That's my kitty cat in the background if you hear any noises. Bear, why do you do this every time I go to film? Why? She's good. Anyway, now Ella Mae is an amazing weaver. And she's her work is well known. Let me just get to the points here. She's 63 years old. Her birthday is September 28th. And this was the first year her family had to have her birthday without her, which is so heartbreaking. She's from Sweetwater, Arizona, and she was pretty much a stay-at-home type of elder, and she didn't let others into her home. This is, during the pandemic. She was not somebody that did that. Her truck that is also missing is described as a silver 2005 Ford F-150 with the license plate of AFE 7101. Now, Ella is petite, 5'1", maybe 110 to 120 pounds, slender, and this is totally out of her character. The person of interest that they have found, his name is Preston Toth, or I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he's between 21 and 22 years of age. They found him in New Mexico. And let me just see, my writing's all over the place here. Yeah, and he was at her home. Not at her home, I'm sorry. He was at a home that was near hers the night before that she went missing. And he got into, it said that there was a disturbance at this home that he was at, and he got into some sort of verbal, at least, argument with him and other people. But apparently, he was the only one that the police could find. I don't know, like, if they know the house, I don't know. I don't know if they do know the house, but I gotta think. Anyway, so he was in some kind of an altercation, not getting along with someone who lived near her. Okay. And they were able to arrest him on unrelated charges. He was not honoring his probation, and he was on probation for aggravated assault. Okay. Now, Ella's niece is Seraphine Warren. She is really going to bat for her aunt. She has walked across the Navajo Nation to bring awareness, been part of the family's made a benefit for like motorbike ride that was just held October 2nd. And there's a GoFundMe account, which I've linked in my community area, but I will link it also in this description box of this video. Okay. So they've been looking for her, and they have not been able to find either her or her truck. So I'm just going to now use the LightSeer's Tarot, and I'm going to focus on asking. First, I want to ask about this Preston Tolf. I want to ask if he was indeed involved in her disappearance and what we need to know about him. And I ask the Most High. I ask the Holy Spirit. I ask my ancestors. And I ask for Ella May and her ancestors to help me also to relay what it is that need to be understood. Don't film me now, camera. Come on. All right. I ask my spiritual mentors, my ancestors, to help me to read accurately and clearly as possible. I am a flawed human being, so I just do the best I can. But hopefully we can understand better what happened. Was Preston Tolf, was he legitimately involved in Ella May's disappearance and anything that may have happened to her? Did this young man have something to do with Ella May's disappearance? This Preston Tolf. What do we need to know? I'm going to be asking more than one question, so this is going to be a deep dive, you guys. So is this young man involved? I'm going to use the spread of the Celtic cross. Let's see what we get, okay? All right. Well, this is the Ten of Pentacles. This can be about money and family. And even tribe, because it's the cards go from 1 to 10 in each suit. And this is the suit of Earth. This is the material realm. This can be money, family, health, ancestors. You get the idea. But we'll know more where the message wants to take us by the other cards that come around. Now, the next card crossing is one that falls in the placement of a challenge with regard to him. I'm seeing what I think is a connection, but let's just continue. Yeah, 2 10s. This is talking about an end, because 10 is the last number, and yeah. And I'm feeling with that 10 that this could be substance. And that could have presented and made his choices, etc., challenged. And I would say with the 10 of Cups, it would be quite a bit. I also feel that these 2 positive cards are indicating that he did have something to do. If I were looking for a yes/no and I wasn't going to do more to kind of pull more details, I would be satisfied with these 2 cards indicating that yes, he definitely has something to do with it. Okay, and again, this is considered to be an entertainment channel, which is kind of odd, but I consider it more educational. This is alleged. This is for how you can use the tools of symbols, the tarot, to read on these cases. the King of Wands. We do get an adult male as base. This is the basis. So they're saying they're showing me an adult man. I feel that this could be him. It could be also somebody that, if there was anyone that may have joined him, we'll see. But okay, so far we're getting a yes, and I think this goes back to a King of Wands. Let's just see how this works. Knight of Wands. This is like, I think, a party. This is having fun, wanting to have fun. He may have been at a man's party. I'm not sure. This could also be representing him. But I tend to wonder, is this indicating somebody's place that he was at for some kind of social activity? Because it feels like a party, those cards. Yeah, in the recent past, he has the Ace of Cups. Overflowing. I feel that this person he's got a very... Sorry, having some problems with the camera, but with the Ace of Cups next to the Ten of Cups, I'm feeling like this is indicative of a lot of, I think, drink and probably other things. People usually don't just do one thing, but really, like this card, the Ace of Cups, often is overflowing. It can be emotions. So I'm going to go with the fact that, from what I know with the cards, I think this guy was very intoxicated at a party, and I think he's involved. And I think with the Ace of Cups that shows an overflowing cup, I think he was sloppy and emotional, as they often say for people who drink and don't do well. You know, they drink too much or whatever. They go over. Let's just see. The Magician. Yeah, he's involved. Definitely involved. The Magician is manipulation. It's also communication and manifesting. You know, covering your trail. It's being shrewd. It's all taking action to manifest your will, what you want. Taking control. And, like I said, taking action. I don't know, there's a feeling I'm getting, were these people talking about LMA? Did she come up as conversation and them saying she's got money? Because that Ten of Pentacles is like a large sum. And I feel, I just keep getting a hit that this guy is like wanting, maybe someone brought it up, and I tend to think this guy was saying, well, we could go over there, or I could go over there, we could get that money. I feel like that was his idea, whether he said it or not. The idea, I think, came to him that you could do this. You could take this action. You could do this. And I'm getting the feeling like this guy is so messed up that it's almost irresistible to him. This is an older lady, you know, she's vulnerable. There's more than one person involved. This indicates him and perhaps another person or two. Now, when I did my preliminary reading on LMA, I kept getting that card. So I do think that he is not the only one responsible. My notes from my preliminary off-camera reading are that 2 to 3 men involved. This was the notes I took, and I got the Magician. Look, I got that last night too. So I feel like there's more than one male involved. Likely 3 total. And valuables were, what was the point of them being there? It was money and valuables. Okay. We get the Knight of Cups. This is some sort of an approach or something in the environment. This is, to me, when I see the Knight of Cups, it is usually indicating somebody that's approaching you with a very, they're trying to appeal to your emotions, okay? Because it's water, it's the cups. And I'm feeling like this guy went to her place and tried to appeal to her. Now, this kind of thing with the Knight of Cups can be legitimately like someone asking you, like this guy, to marry him, or it can be somebody that's trying to fool you, that's coming up, and it can be a front. So you just have to look at the other cards and know like what you're reading about to understand the context of that. So to me, this is the approach in the environment, because that is a card in that placement of the in the environment. So I feel like it's an approach, an appeal to her, maybe like, hey, I need help, can you help me? Something along those lines. But it's not an honest, I don't believe. It's a manipulated, contrived appeal. In the placement of whether or not this Preston Tolth has anything to do with this, we get the Hanged Man. This is a delay. And he's hoping to hold this, keep this delay from, I believe, being held responsible. And what he's afraid of is also being held to account and being banged up in prison, you know, locked up. That makes sense. We get the Hierophant here. And this is about tradition. This is about morality. And it can be a religious person. It can also be somebody connected to the rules, law, maybe an investigator or a detective, somebody that might be able to question him in an effective manner. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe appeal to some part of his guilt. But I don't know. This guy's a mess. Anyhow, let's see what we get. We get the Nine of Cups along with the Hierophant. We get the Four of Cups. And we also get the Two of Wands. That's him not being able to outrun the authorities. I can see that right there. He's caught. Oopsies. I always do that. Sorry, guys. Let me put that there. And I dropped this card. So, let me just move some of these so we can focus on where we're at right now in the reading. Okay. I have to have this a certain way because it does matter when I look at it. Yeah, he definitely had something to do with this. I think this is the authorities trying to get more out of him. But he doesn't. I see that they try what looks like to appeal to him, maybe in a spiritual, ethical way, but I don't think he cares with the Four of Cups. Because the Hierophant is a religious, traditional, spiritual person that, is a counselor, spiritual counsel. Could be a preacher, could be, anybody that, even a traditional holy person from the tribe, maybe even. But, or his tribe. I don't know where, what tribe and place he's from. It seems like maybe New Mexico. I don't know. I couldn't find too much about that. But I see that he doesn't care, and that's really sad. He's just thinking about getting away. Now, when we look at this card, look a little closer, see the VW, see the globe, and this is wanting to take action, expand, which to me means run. And he's not able to do it. He got caught. And he shows indifference, just like the figure in this. Flat effect. So he's not happy that he got caught. I feel like he was thinking he was going to get away. And I don't know. I think if this could be, like I said, it could be a detective that's trying to appeal, but I just think they're going to find an indifference. He doesn't care. Really doesn't care. He cares about himself. With the Ace of Swords, this means there will be clarity with regard to him. Real clarity. This is like absolute. Something that becomes absolutely clear. And this Eight of Cups means abandonment. It means, to me, wherever he has left Ella. It's negligent. This is an elder. How dare you? Just don't even get me started. I'm a mom. I'm very maternal. I don't like anyone harming anyone who's vulnerable, any creature, Doesn't matter if it's a human or a kitty cat, or a bird. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't think most people. The Ace of Wands. So there's the aces also talk about a new beginning, a new initiation of activity at the start. So there's this is like, there's going to be clarity. I think they may I'm wondering if they're going to find a vehicle. And I'm thinking water with the Eight of Cups. Just a psychic hit there. They may, there's, yeah, I think the truck. Oh my goodness, they're going to find her, and they're going to find her where he's placed or left the vehicle, which I think might be in water or near water. I think water, yes. I think she's inside. my Four of Swords, just so you guys, in case you don't know about the tarot, is often, in the cases of a criminal case, it's often the site of where the person's remains are or have been left. So I'm very happy that I'm getting this. It's further into the future, yet it's not near future. It's some months or so down the line yet. Probably. I'm not great with timing, but I can tell you in a general sense that this is indicative, with the amount of cards I've pulled, like I said, not relatively near future, but a little further. So it could be over 3 months. It could be the beginning of the new year. I'm not sure. It might be before then. But I see that I believe they will find her. They will find her remains. And there's a connection quite likely to water, that she has been left. It would be a natural area. That Ace of Wands and finding her. Yeah. Okay, let me just see what else we get with this. And yes, the Empress. I also feel like this is her because she's a matriarch. Yes, look at the purse. Somebody was wanting, this is robbery based. And they wanted her money. And I don't think Ella was willing to give over any more than she had to. I think there was an attitude with her of like, no. Yeah, this is her. She's like, I don't think so. This is mine and I've worked for it. So I feel like Ella may have been small, but she was fierce. Getting that, yeah, she fought back with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is physical altercation. Definitely, it can be verbal, it can be more. But I think it was more. I think she physically fought. And she was not parting with or not going to give up, especially with the Empress. It is abundance. And I think, and it's also Mother Nature. And I think she wasn't going to share where it was that she was keeping perhaps more of her wealth. So good for you, Ella. I hope you got them good at least a few times. Here we have a King of Cups. Now I did say, remember the cards here, more than one person involved, even though I'm asking about this Toth fella. I'm being shown and told there's probably 2 more fellows that are involved, at least 1 more. And here we have a King of Cups. I couldn't find his birth date information. Ella's is September 28th. As I said, more than one guy. And we have a King of Cups. As I said, I don't recall what, not that I don't recall, I couldn't find a birth date for Preston. I hope my camera will behave here. All right. Now this is interesting. Okay, let's just continue. The Seven of Cups. This is a lot of possibilities. They were looking for it. Come on, camera, don't do that to me. All right, so I'm being shown a King of Cups. The Seven of Cups is talking about a lot of possibilities. Okay, sorry, you guys. I think I've got the camera okay now. Hoping. Anyhow, so I'm going to change my mind with this. Well, maybe not. This could be someone. It could be someone that is looking for the answers, but I think it could also be somebody that is one of the ones connected. And I'm saying that because this Ten of Swords, I think, could be that they bring a sad or a painful case to a close. There's justice. And the Seven of Cups is also confusion. It's trying to, it can be not remembering. It can be because you're, under the influence, or your mind can be even organically altered. People have psychotic breaks, this kind of thing, even if you don't use. But often with the King of Cups, there is a connection, a tendency to sometimes use poor coping mechanisms such as, substance abuse. And I'm feeling, this is the thing with the cards. You can go back and forth, but the more I kind of look at it, I'm feeling that this is someone that has a problem. It could be Toth, it could be one of the other two that I feel like are involved. They wanted her wealth, and they abandoned her somewhere, I think with water. I think that truck might be underwater somewhere. That'll be the next question I gotta look. This might be that they round up another person. If it isn't Toth. But there's justice. There will be justice. I think that this is another one of the people potentially that was involved with him in doing what they did. Let's just see. Okay, so is LMA in a large lake? Is this, what can you I'm asking Spirit to describe the area. Is she far from her home where she was taken? I can get cards about that. Now, of course, I'm not going to get cards that say, hey, she's exactly in this spot. But what I can try and do is kind of by process of elimination, and I will do this later, is look on a map and try a few things. But that'll be off camera. If I get anything, then I'll film it. And once I take on a case, I follow it. And I'll read on it how I feel spirit is nudging me and pulling me. That's the way I have to do it. So what I want to know is Ella Mae's truck and her in a body of water that is nearby, or where is she? Is she far away from her home? Let's get some ideas and understanding. And I ask for the Most High to please guide and direct me, because I most definitely am a flawed vessel, but I try. Okay, let's see what we get. The Ten of Wands. This makes me feel like further out. This is a lot of activity, and it's overbearing. It can also be a lot of, frankly, violence, but there's a heaviness with this. As you can see, I feel like there's telling us she's further, a lot further away from her home. They took her further out, a lot further out. Could 10 figure in, or numbers of 10, like 100? I don't know. Let's just continue. It's always something that you just put on your mental side shelf and make note of, and you can get these little details. And sometimes they have an eerie place, and sometimes they don't, but it's always good to make note. Okay. Temperance. They will find her. It is a matter of them modifying where they're looking for her. Now, temperance is fine-tuning. It takes time, technique, little bit of this, little bit of that, different things. It's a combination of different things. This isn't a placement of challenge. So they most definitely are having a hard time fine-tuning where she might be. But I believe that they will. Because I believe she's saying, I'm further out. A lot further out. They, drove energetically with that wands is further out. Six of Pentacles is indeed talking about help. But I believe she's talking to me about assistance in searching for her, and people offering assistance, getting assistance. In fact, I think I might contact, I forget their name, Adventures with Purpose, because they do, well, if it's a criminal case, then they've stopped doing that. But I don't know. I'll send it to them anyway. They need somebody that can go in, that's specialized, I think, kind of, with the underwater, with the search. And this, to me, is, I think, obtaining that help. But I feel like they need, and this is what's difficult for them to get, this more specialized assistance. Yeah. They took her further out. Two of Pentacles. And this also speaks about a lack of stability, juggling, movement. This makes me feel like it's further out, but maybe not, I'm getting a few things. I think they've gone back to this, he's gone back to this area. It's like back and forth. Are they referring to a place that he's familiar with, that he goes back and forth to? I think this is an area that this young man is familiar with, that he's frequented. There's two places they need to look, or will be looking. That shows up as crowning with this search with her. Specialized help is what is needed. I think that's what we'll end up finding, Ella, is people maybe that can do that. It seems like once they do that, I think it'll kick it into gear. Also, use your intuition. This is for her family and, of course, those that are looking for her. She's really got a powerful presence. Gentle, but persistent. I mean, I've felt her so much that she's like, work on my case. And I was like, oh, okay, yours is first. Seriously. So it's also about secrets. Something that is unknown. No kidding. We don't know where she is. But this is a place, okay, that is just veiling her. It's just a place to cover her. Yeah, no kidding. Because the high priestess, she's the mystical, spiritual teacher. And this is the things that are unseen. Somebody knows where she's at, of course, also. And there are people that I think are connected to, I believe, the men that did this that know or have an idea. All right. Yes. I feel like she's going to be guiding people to find her. And she just needs them to open up their intuition, kind of be like a conduit, so she can help lead them. And I see that that this case will wrap up with that Ten of Swords. There will be I think that they will find her. We saw that earlier, but this is family. This is her family that is, I believe, looking for her. This is ancestors as well. I believe she's definitely letting us know that her ancestors in her, they're going to be working with the people that are looking, but they want to work with them through their intuition. So people need to kind of open up to be led. Kind of get out of their own way, use their common sense about areas, and then really let their gut lead them. Because I feel like that's going to be really significant. Look at all this tens. We've gotten 3 tens again. No, 4 tens, you all. The 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. All 4 suits. She will be found. She will be found. And water, environment, is the 10 of Cups. It's water. And I feel like also her family will, it's bittersweet. Okay. The Two of Swords. This is her inability to I feel like decide. No, I'm sorry. I mean to say their inability to decide about looking for her. There's two. Remember I said there's two here as well? Oh my goodness. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. This is in the Hopes and Fears card. And this is about when you need to make a decision. It can be about also not making a decision, that when you need to, it's like, come on. So I'm feeling that definitely she's going to be helping searchers with areas that they're looking. And I think she's trying to get them to consider another area that they haven't checked. They will find her. They will find her. I keep getting this card for her too last night. The Eight of Swords. This is my abduction card. Now you can see it can be about restraint in a literal sense or in a mental activity sense. But regardless, you get the idea. This tells me that she's probably in some kind of a restrained fashion. And I keep thinking, was she bound? Because this keeps coming up over that card over and over again of her being abducted. And it looks like there could be some binding. So that, especially because I think she was fighting them. I mean, she was fighting them. I saw some feistiness happening there. And so I think that would make sense if they did do that. And I think she's been telling me over again that, and again, I want to be sensitive because there could be family listening to this, but I keep getting from her that she will be found, and when she's found, they're going to possibly find that she was restrained or bound in some fashion so that she couldn't move. Okay. I will not go into salacious details even if I pick them up, because it's just not cool and it's not necessary. Just want to let people know that. The Star. This is meaning she's going to bring light and awareness. She's going to be a case that does this. I need to fix that card. See, this is what happens. Again, I get a really strong ancestor vibe off of this. Guiding people. Yes, look at that justice. She's going to have earthly justice, and she's going to have spiritual justice. I'm glad. I'm really glad. So bless Ella May Begay, and her family. I'm glad that I can say I see her getting justice. I'm not happy, obviously, that this has happened to her and her family. And so we're just going to continue to pray for her family. I've got my candle lit right now, burning for them. And I'm just going to edit this and get this out for you, because it'll take a while. It's a long video. So if you appreciate this content, even though it can be difficult, please, even if you don't share the reading, share the information about Ella and her details and her truck and so on and so forth. And if you can, please donate for the family. Thank you very much. Oh, thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. and of course, share with like-minded individuals. Thank you.